Dear friend, have you ever sat quietly, perhaps after a deep meditation or in the stillness of the early dawn, and felt a sudden, unexplainable warmth rise within your spine? Have you ever sensed a gentle pressure at the point between your eyebrows, or a calm, blissful vibration in your heart center that left you wondering what sacred mystery might be unfolding within you? These are not mere bodily sensations or passing emotions. In the ancient wisdom of yoga and the timeless words of illumined masters, such experiences are the first whispers of your soul's awakening, the mysterious signs that the hidden spiritual centers within you, known as the chakras, are beginning to stir. For thousands of years, sages and saints have spoken of these 7 divine energy centers that reside within every human being, aligned along the subtle spine. Though unseen by physical eyes, they are very real, and when awakened, they reveal dimensions of existence and states of consciousness far beyond ordinary human experience. It is through these sacred portals that the soul ascends from the lower poles of worldly desires to the blissful realization of oneness with the infinite spirit. In this video, I invite you to walk with me on a gentle yet profound inner journey. Together, we will explore what these chakras truly are, why they awaken, and what mysterious signs and divine experiences appear when they do. I will share with you the sacred indications passed down through the ancient yogic tradition, not as dry theory, but as living truths that countless seekers across ages have personally encountered. From subtle sensations of heat and light to profound states of inner joy, these signs mark the soul's progress on its sacred journey homeward. It is important, dear one, to approach this path not with curiosity alone, but with reverence, humility, and a deep longing for God realization. The awakening of the chakras is not meant to satisfy the restless mind, but to liberate the soul from all suffering, all illusion. In the words of the great master Paramhansa Yogananda, you are walking on hallowed ground within yourself. Stay with me as we uncover these divine mysteries together, for you, too, are destined to awaken, and to realize the infinite light that has always dwelt within you. Dear one, within this human body, there exists a sacred, invisible system far more wondrous than any science has yet measured. The ancient yogis spoke of it, and the great masters like Krishna, Buddha, and Christ experienced it directly. It is the subtle energy system of the chakras, 7 luminous, whirling centers of energy that lie along the astral spine, from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Though you cannot see them with the eyes of flesh, when your inner vision opens through deep meditation and grace, these chakras become as real to you as the sunlight and stars. Each chakra is like a spiritual doorway, governing different aspects of your physical, mental, emotional, and above all, spiritual existence. But remember, these are not physical organs or parts of the anatomy. Rather, they belong to the astral body, the subtle, luminous form that dwells within and beyond the physical body. It is through this astral body that the life force flows, and it is through these chakras that your consciousness rises from the ordinary state of human awareness to the blissful state of divine realization. The first chakra, called Muladhara, rests at the base of the spine and governs our connection to the material world and physical survival. The second, Swadhisthana, located in the region of the lower abdomen, influences creativity, emotions, and desires. The third, Manipura, lies in the solar plexus, the seat of personal power, will, and inner fire. Higher still is the fourth chakra, Anahata, at the heart, which awakens divine love, compassion, and devotion. At the throat lies the fifth chakra, Vishuddha, the center of pure, truthful expression and the inner sacred sound. Between the eyebrows is the sixth, Ajna, the spiritual eye, the seat of intuition, wisdom, and divine sight. Finally, at the crown of the head, the seventh chakra, Sahasrara, blossoms like a thousand-petaled lotus, uniting the individual soul with the infinite spirit. As you progress along the spiritual path, these centers gradually awaken, like dormant flowers blooming to the touch of sunlight. Their awakening brings not only peace and joy but reveals the immortal nature of your soul. This, dear one, is why the wise of all ages have sought to understand and realize the chakras within themselves, for through them lies the doorway to eternity. Dear seeker, a question of great importance arises on this path of inner discovery. Why should one seek to awaken the chakras at all? Are these mysterious centers merely ancient symbols, or do they hold a deeper purpose for the soul? In truth, these chakras are not ornaments of spiritual philosophy but the very gateways through which the soul must pass to rediscover its eternal union with the infinite spirit. Each of us, though we wear the garment of a body and a name in this world, is in essence a spark of the divine. But over countless lifetimes, we have become entangled in the web of desires, attachments, and fears that bind us to the material world. The chakras, when dormant, keep the life force of man entangled in worldly consciousness. But when awakened, they become ladders, lifting the soul upward toward cosmic awareness. Paramhansa Yogananda often said, "The purpose of life is to find God within." The awakening of the chakras is part of this sacred process, for they regulate the flow of energy that governs your awareness. When the lower chakras, those associated with survival, pleasure, and personal power, dominate the consciousness, a man remains trapped in the restless pursuit of temporary satisfactions. But as the higher chakras begin to open through meditation, right living, and devotion, the consciousness ascends, seeking not fleeting pleasures, but lasting joy, peace, and divine love. Through the gradual awakening of these centers, you begin to realize that your true nature is neither the body nor the mind, but the immortal soul. Divine experiences such as inner lights, sacred sounds, deep inner stillness, and the overwhelming sense of unity with all life, begin to reveal themselves as natural signs on this path. The chakras serve as bridges between the finite and the infinite. When you awaken them, you do not acquire something new, you simply uncover the divine qualities that have always been present within you. Thus, dear one, the purpose of awakening the chakras is not to displace spiritual powers, nor to chase mystical sensations, but to lift the veil of delusion and realize the supreme truth, that you are a child of eternity, destined to merge once again with the infinite spirit from whom you came. This is the soul's highest calling, and the sacred purpose behind this ancient wisdom. Dear one, as the sincere seeker begins to tread the inward path, practicing meditation, pranayama, and selfless service, subtle signs of transformation begin to appear within the body, mind, and spirit. These are the sacred, mysterious signs of the chakras awakening, not as dramatic miracles, but as gentle assurances from the divine that the soul is beginning to remember its true, eternal nature. Paramhansa Yogananda lovingly reminded his disciples that these signs are gifts along the way, not the goal itself. But when they appear, they fill the heart with reverence and wonder, as glimpses of a higher reality breaking through the veil of ordinary life. At the Muladhara chakra, located at the base of the spine, one may first notice a sensation of warmth or tingling in the tailbone area. Along with this may come an unexplainable sense of calm stability, as though the fears and anxieties of the world lose their hold. The seeker begins to feel grounded and secure, no longer easily disturbed by life's changing tides. As the Swadhisthana chakra in the lower abdomen awakens, waves of creative energy and emotional cleansing often follow. You may experience spontaneous moments of inspiration or emotional release, sometimes shedding tears without cause, feeling a purification of old, unconscious tendencies. When the Manipura chakra at the solar plexus stirs, there is often a sense of newfound inner strength and willpower. Some feel a fluttering sensation in the navel region or a gentle warmth. The will becomes steady, and a quiet courage arises, enabling the seeker to face difficulties with calm detachment. At the Anahata chakra, the heart center, divine love begins to blossom. Spontaneous compassion flows for all beings, even for those who once caused you harm. Often, seekers feel a radiant warmth or expansion in the chest, accompanied by tears of devotion and an unshakable sense of peace. The awakening of the Vishuddha chakra at the throat brings the urge for silence and the longing to speak truth alone. A subtle vibration or tickling in the throat may occur, and the inner sound of Aum, like distant bells or the hum of a beehive, may be heard in deep meditation. At the Ajna chakra, between the eyebrows, a pulsing or pressure might be felt. Many behold a spiritual light, a star, or a ring of indigo blue, while intuition deepens and the mind becomes inwardly focused. Finally, at the Sahasrara chakra, the thousand-petaled lotus at the crown, bliss, light, and oneness with the infinite are experienced. A current of upward moving energy lifts the consciousness beyond body and mind, into the embrace of spirit. These sacred signs, dear one, are the milestones of your soul's eternal journey home. Dear one, as the chakras begin to awaken within you, the world you once knew starts to transform, not from the outside, but from within. The ancient yogis spoke of sacred signs and experiences that naturally follow the gradual opening of these centers, much like flowers blooming to the warmth of the rising sun. These are not mere sensory illusions or the products of imagination, but glimpses of your true, eternal nature shining through the veils of flesh and mind. When the life force begins to flow freely upward through the chakras, divine experiences descend upon the sincere seeker, unbidden yet unmistakable. One of the earliest and most universal experiences is the perception of inner light. In deep meditation, when the mind grows still and thoughts subside, a seeker may witness subtle lights appearing within the forehead. Sometimes it begins as a soft glow or a flash of pale light. In time, it may reveal itself as a golden halo, a radiant star with a blue field and a silvery white center, just as the great master Paramhansa Yogananda described in his sacred writings. This is not fantasy, but the spiritual eye, a sacred doorway through which the soul perceives the higher realms of spirit. Another blessed experience is the inner sound. As your awareness deepens, you may begin to hear subtle sounds of divine origin, a distant humming, like a beehive, or the ringing of tiny bells, or the continuous, comforting sound of Aum reverberating through the astral spine. This sacred sound is the voice of God manifesting as vibration, guiding the soul back to its eternal source. You may also feel a deep sense of expansion within your heart, as though your love is no longer confined to your own family or nation, but extends to all beings, even the smallest creatures. This spontaneous compassion, this profound empathy, is one of the clearest signs that the higher chakras are awakening. At times, a blissful presence may fill your surroundings, a sense that you are not alone, but held tenderly by an invisible yet living force of divine grace. The restless mind becomes calm, and even without reason, an inner joy rises like a fountain from within. These experiences, dear one, are glimpses of your true nature, signs that the soul is stirring from its long sleep. Treasure them with humility, and walk onward in faith, for greater blessings yet await. Dear seeker, it is natural to feel drawn toward these divine experiences and the awakening of your chakras. But it is equally important to remember that such sacred processes must unfold gradually, like the gentle blooming of a lotus in the morning sun. The ancient masters always warned against forcing the awakening of these energy centers, for premature stimulation of the chakras without proper preparation can disturb the body, mind, and emotions. The path to awakening is not a race, dear one, but a holy pilgrimage, and it must be walked with patience, purity, and the guidance of wisdom. The first and most essential foundation is right living. Purity in thought, speech, and action creates harmony within the astral body and allows the life force to flow smoothly through the subtle channels. Practices such as truthfulness, non-violence, moderation, selfless service, and deep devotion prepare the ground upon which the flowers of the chakras can safely bloom. A restless, indulgent, or undisciplined mind creates disturbances in the energy centers, while a calm, content, and focused life makes them receptive to divine energy. The second is the sacred science of meditation. Through regular, sincere practice of meditation, the scattered life force gradually withdraws from the senses and turns inward toward the spine, where it begins to rise naturally through the chakras. Yogananda taught powerful techniques such as Hong Sao for calming the mind, and Kriya Yoga for directly awakening the dormant spiritual energies. But even simple breath awareness, if done with devotion, will prepare the seeker for higher experiences. Pranayama, or control of the life force through the breath, is another gentle and effective way to balance and awaken the chakras. Certain breathing practices help remove blockages, harmonize the energy flow, and quiet the fluctuations of the mind. But above all, the purest and safest way to awaken the chakras is through love for God. When the heart overflows with devotion and the soul longs for union with the divine, the chakras open not for power or curiosity, but to receive the touch of the infinite. Divine grace ensures that the awakening unfolds at the perfect pace for your growth. Therefore, dear one, walk this path not with impatience, but with faith, purity, and joy, for the divine within you is guiding every step of your return home. Dear one, having spoken of the chakras, their mysterious signs, and the divine experiences that grace the sincere seeker, a sacred question remains: what is the final purpose of this awakening? Is it to possess mystical powers, to witness inner lights, to hear celestial sounds, or to bask in blissful sensations? The great masters, including Paramhansa Yogananda, have reminded us that while these experiences are wondrous and real, they are not the highest goal. They are milestones, signs that the soul is nearing its eternal home. The true and final purpose of awakening the chakras is God realization, to remember, beyond all doubt and separation, that you and the infinite spirit are one. As each chakra awakens, it dissolves another veil of ignorance, another barrier between you and the infinite light. The life force, which was once scattered in the senses and entangled in worldly desires, begins its sacred ascent through the spine, lifting your consciousness from the earthly to the heavenly. And when the life force passes through the thousand-petaled lotus at the crown of the head, the soul breaks free from its age-old limitations and merges into the cosmic ocean of spirit. In that divine moment, all sense of separateness vanishes. The world, once seen as solid and filled with countless sorrows and joys, reveals itself as a play of light, a passing dream in the eternal mind of God. This is the supreme goal the yogi sought, not powers, not visions, but the unbroken realization of the eternal truth: Aham Brahmasmi, I am the infinite spirit. In that state, dear one, there is no fear, no sorrow, no birth, no death. There is only endless joy, boundless peace, and the sweet, ever-new bliss of divine love. The awakened chakras become divine instruments through which the soul expresses wisdom, compassion, peace, and inner strength, not for personal gain, but to uplift and bless all beings. The yogi who reaches this state walks among men but lives in constant communion with the infinite. Thus, the final goal of chakra awakening is the same as the goal of all true religion and spiritual practice: to realize your eternal oneness with the source from which you came, and to live in that divine awareness, sharing its light with the world. Dear one, you have walked with me today through the sacred corridors of your inner being, from the silent base of the spine to the shining crown of the head, from the dormant petals of the lower chakras to the radiant thousand-petaled lotus of divine union. Remember always, this journey is not a mere philosophy or an ancient legend told by mystics of old. It is a living truth, pulsing quietly within you even now, waiting for your attention, your sincerity, and your devotion. The chakras are not distant, mysterious symbols. They are the gateways to your higher nature, the ladders upon which your soul may ascend, step by step, to its original home in the infinite. The signs you may experience, the divine sensations, the glimpses of light, and the waves of inner joy, these are gentle reminders from God that you are not alone, that the universe within you is alive, conscious, and waiting to embrace you. But dear one, do not rush, and do not seek these experiences for their own sake. Seek, rather, the giver behind the gifts. Long for the divine beloved with the tenderness of a child for its mother. Let your meditations be filled not with restlessness or expectation, but with calm, steady love. The chakras will open, the divine experiences will come, not when demanded, but when the soul is ready, and when your longing for God surpasses all other desires. If you felt even a spark of inspiration through these words, I lovingly invite you to continue this sacred journey with me. There are many more secrets of the soul to uncover, many more divine truths to embrace. So, dear friend, if you wish to walk further on this path of light and wisdom, I humbly ask you to subscribe to this channel, where together we shall explore the timeless teachings of the great masters, the mysteries of yoga, and the eternal joy of God realization. Leave a comment below and share with me which part of today's journey touched your heart the most. I would love to hear your thoughts and your experiences on this sacred path. And if you feel this message may bless another soul, kindly share it forward. Until we meet again, dear one, may your heart be filled with peace, your soul with light, and your path guided by divine love. Aum Shanti Aum.